fear of repercussions. I can't think of another religion that would act so violently. And I know it's not the majority of Muslims at all, but I think that this is one religion where there is
I think it's fair to point out that people who commit these terror attacks, who are Muslims, they always quote that they're doing it in the name of Allah, and that is a fact which we can't get away from. Now, Muslims would turn around and say, well, they're not doing it in my name, they're not doing it in the name of my religion, they're doing it in the name of some sort of perversion of Islam as they see it. I think that's the way that we have to kind of understand it. And I've said this whenever there is one of these terror attacks, and I mean, over the last 10 years, I've lost count of the number that I've covered on LBC. Some of them live on air. We'll all remember the day that Lee Rigby was murdered in Woolwich. I was live on air just after that happened, and it was one of the most searing experiences that I've gone through on air. And yet they were using the justification that they were doing it in the name of their religion. But we cannot be blind to the fact that 99.9% of normal Muslims decry that in the same way that you or I would.
No, that's totally correct. It's just unfortunate that perhaps more than other religions, they unfortunately, there is this tiny minority that does exist. And unfortunately, when it comes to things like a bomb or beheading, you do only need one or two individuals on the absolute extremes. I do think it's fair to say that Islam hasn't gone through as much as a reformation as Christianity has. And I think it's very important.
That'd be a good debate, wouldn't it?
I think
that's one for another night.
I do have to say that I don't quite understand why someone who believes in an almighty supernatural entity would be remotely offended by a drawing. I'm an atheist, but if I certainly felt that I had a supernatural entity that could create the universe on my side, I wouldn't care what the other person did.
Look, I think everybody has their own different tolerance level of things, and I think if you're brought up in the Muslim faith and you are taught that any depiction of the Prophet Muhammad is sacrilegious, then clearly that is something you're going to continue to believe. I can't relate to that because, like you, I'm not religious. But I'm hugely offended by some of the depictions of Margaret Thatcher that there have been over the years, particularly in her twilight years, particularly even in the days after her death, when she was being depicted in cartoons I don't even want to say the words. I find that grossly offensive, but I would defend anybody's right to publish those cartoons, even if they did offend me. And that's where I'm kind of split on this, in a way. But I don't believe that it is right to republish these cartoons just to be gratuitous. Thank you very much for your call there. 9:46 is the time.
Coming up at 10 on LBC, Tom Swarbrick.
The Prime Minister tells his cabinet that we're all going back to the office in huge numbers across the country, and quite right too, he says. Is that true? And is this work from home here to stay?
Tom Swarbrick on LBC.
A nice weekend, a nice walk, a nice relax on the sofa. Is nice what you really want, or is nice not satisfying you? You're always thinking, can I do more? Life as an RAF reserve could satisfy that urge. With life-saving mountain climbing, truck driving, helicopter flying weekends. So when Monday comes and Jackie asks what you've got up to, you can say you've had more than just a nice weekend. There's a role waiting for you right now. Search RAF Reserves. Find your force.
Xero is the beautiful alternative to your old accounting system, providing a real-time view of your business cash flow. And because it's kept securely online, you can manage your business finances from anywhere. Your accountant can even log in so you can both work on the same set of accounts at the same time. Purchase Xero in September and get a free set of headphones, a printer or a coffee machine. Visit xero.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know that financial support from the government could be available to you? You may be able to get help if you've lost your job or if your income has reduced. To find out more about the range of support available, search online for Employment and Benefits Help. Eligibility criteria apply.
roadside assistance available across the range. Visit nissan.co.uk/extra 500. 0% APR representative on Qashqai and X-Trail N-Tech. 4.99% APR representative on Duke, excludes Vizio. Available on PCP Nissan Finance. Registered by 30th of September 2020. Participating dealers only. T's and C's apply.
You run a small business, so you know times have been tough. And things today are very different. But whatever's changed, one thing has stayed the same. Looking after your team is as important as it's ever been. That's why Bupa is offering a helping hand with 25% off select health insurance in your first year of cover for support that includes access to GPs and nurses day and night to sharing what's on their mind with mental health specialists. Get a quote today. Search Bupa Business. Offer ends